My mom purchased this vehicle in 2017, and everything in this video was recorded on February 13th and 14th, 2023. She called me because her car started just randomly honking the horn and lights flashing and would not go in gear or out of gear, and all of the dashboard lights started flashing randomly. We called the dealership and they said it was probably the battery in the remote control, so we changed that, but it still continued doing this that you see here in the video. We had no idea what was going on with it at the time. Then the vehicle randomly started working again after I disconnected the battery and reconnected it. So my mom went to drive it the next day, and it started doing that in the middle of the highway. So she called me and I drove over to where she was at, and I was able to at least push it out of the road, and I just fiddled with it for 5 or 10 minutes, and finally it started working again. So I drove it back home, and then it just continued to fail. Everything was, all the alerts were going off. We had no idea what was going on here. Vehicle is not on. So it just randomly started, but it's still trying to click like it's trying to unlock the doors. See, watch this. That sound? But it's just randomly doing it. There it went again. And it's the sound of it trying to unlock while it's already unlocked. So I'm going to hit the lock button, see what that does. Just randomly unlocks it by itself. I don't know if that key light is always on or what. Never really paid attention. But it is running. I just have to put some air in the tire. It does show that light. Service airbag.
I'll pull it around us and this is as far as I got.
Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah. Barbershop.
That's
what's
Michelle.
going on here?
That's my sister, Michelle.
She's doing hair?
Yeah, she does a barbershop.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she didn't want to do all the lady stuff and all, so she just does barber.
Oh, that's good to know, because I have a lot of men clients that are still calling me and I don't do hair anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, she's right here.
Okay.
She's open. She's not open on Saturday and Sunday,
Is she
and not
in there now?
Wednesday. She is.
Can I get a call?
Yes.
Okay.
She has brochures, but yeah.
We ended up calling the insurance company, Geico, and they towed it to the dealership where Mom purchased the car. The dealership and Geico figured out it was some kind of computer module that had gotten wet, so we agreed with Geico that they could fix it. Geico did the claim, and the dealership changed the computer component. But at the time they were going to replace it, I told them that they should fix the leak, otherwise it's going to happen again. But Geico refused to pay for finding and fixing the leak. So we went back and forth, and finally Geico said no, they would not pay for the leak to be fixed, because the dealership said it would take 4 to 6 or 8 hours of running water over the car to figure out where it's leaking. So Geico would only pay for 1 hour, and the dealership said it would be 6 or 8 hours of labor. So Geico declined that portion. So they fixed the car computer module, they replaced it. Then in October 2023, this exact same thing started happening again. We called Geico, and they said they would try to do this again under the same claim policy number as the previous one, instead of starting a new claim that would be under the same claim. The dealership, Geico agreed to tow the car at Geico's expense to the dealership, and the dealership said they could replace the module again but not fix the leak, and Geico refused to pay for the replacement of this computer module for the second time because the dealership could not fix the leak. So Mom's car has been sitting idle with a dead battery for 2 months now because no one could figure out this problem. I called Mopar and reported it to Mopar because after doing some research, I discovered this same scenario has happened to thousands of Fiats all around the world over the past 4, 5, or 6 years or longer. So here we are. moves a little bit. And the power steering is gone completely. So now I'm back in the car. After all that happened, I had to disconnect the battery in order for the car to shut off. So when I disconnected the battery, left it off for about 5 minutes and plugged it back in, and then I came back in and now the car started with no problem. Let's try this. Brakes are on. Everything's working fine. Now the brakes just locked up, probably because I have the door open. Okay, brakes are unlocked. Now it's driving backwards, forwards, neutral. Everything is working fine now. There's no blinking, no flashing, nothing going on. We did lots of research online, searching to figure out what this problem is. Turns out it's a pretty common issue with Fiats around the world. We discovered hundreds of them, just simple online search through whatever search engine you choose. And you can see that it's some kind of a computer RF module. And I guess it leaks either through sunroofs or your car door weather stripping or trunk weather stripping. So we're still trying to fix the issue. I ordered the RF module from online, which is a used one. I could not find a new one. And I also ordered the weather stripping for the trunk because this module is located on the driver's side panel, but between the back seat and the trunk area. So we are going to see if we can figure this out and eventually replace it ourselves, since Geico will not do it and the dealership will not do it.